What's going on, YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with a crazy single prize deck list. And honestly, this one has been doing insanely well for my buddies and I who have been testing, getting ready for the next competitive season, but then also at a couple of regionals. I think the core archetype of this list has had some very notable placements. I believe the last one was by Aiden Cuss, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 17th, and I made a few changes on the list, and I've been rocking with it for a bit, and I have to say it's been doing amazing. So I am really just going to talk about my changes to this Ancient Box deck list, but for the most part, if you don't know what the single prize Roaring Moon box does, you got Vengeance Fletching, where you do 70 damage plus 10 more for each Ancient card in your discard pile. And one of the things you're instantly going to notice is, hey, this isn't the old Ancient box. Why isn't there 50 Ancient Pokemon in every Ancient card we can ever play so we can one-shot everything? And it's because we don't need to right now in this format. Honestly, two-shotting everything is very comfortable when you're playing single prizers because you trade very well into pretty much everything. And if you're up against another single prize deck like Gardevoir, for example, which I think is the most notorious one that uses single prizers, well, we are just a counter catcher away from taking 2 prize cards on Gardevoir EX due to weakness, and safe to say our base damage of 70 is usually enough to swing for KO on any of their basic Pokemon, especially because many of them are Dark Weak as well. So yeah, I think Roaring Moon is a very well-positioned deck. Of course, if we're up against Dragon Ball in the early and mid-game, we've got the Roaring Moon EX, where you could use Frenzied Gouging to kind of blow it up, and if you're worried about having 30 HP left, that's fine. Just smack an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule on top of it, and they can't take it out with Phantom Dive with the 6 damage counters if it's on the bench in one turn. They have to use a little bit more, whether it's Monkey Dory, they gotta leave it in the active spot that's swinging for 200, take 2 turns to do it, and at that point you can just go Roaring Moon again, and just, sure, you give them 2 prize cards, but you've taken 4 at that point, so, you, again, treat positively. And then one of the different inclusions I'm running in my list is the 1 copy of Koraidon. Now, honestly, I really do like having Koraidon in the deck. I feel like with Joltik Box kind of going up in stocks with everyone running it, let's have a good fighting attacker that can swing for weakness KO. Pretty much everything in the deck with the sole exception of Pikachu EX, which, again, we can just Frenzied Gouging KO if we really need to, or 2-shot it. It's fine. We're playing a single prize deck. It's all good. For the most part, board is all single prizers. But, if we're up against Iron Hands or up against Miraidon, any of their other big electric attackers, we can take them out so easy with Koraidon. So, this deck, honestly, I think has a lot of room to change and kind of adapt to the format as it goes on. Like, I was doing a little testing myself too, and I think if Raging Bull gets more and more popular, especially with Grimmsnarl coming out, and Grimmsnarl seems to be a very hot deck that people want to play, if Raging Bull becomes more popular to kind of counter those stage 2 decks, I think that's kind of where we could even look at, instead of Koraidon, maybe a Dudunsparce EX, because Dudunsparce EX, manual attach, you swing for Oko pretty much every time against Raging Bull, because they have a ton of EX Pokemon in play. And yeah, it's another 2 prize Pokemon, but it kind of helps the speed of this deck, and when you're pretty much guaranteed Raging Bolt matchups, and they're guaranteed to put at least 4 EXs down, which is just 1 Raging Bolt, 1 Squawk, 1 Steel Mask Ogerpon, and probably another Raging Bolt for a Sada, or a Mew EX, or a Pheasantipity, or a Latias. Like, this is what I mean, another Ogerpon. Like, there's gonna be so many EX Pokemon in that deck. You could totally go to Dunsparce EX for KO. But anyways, on to more of the changes. I am just playing 1 copy of Fan Rotom. I really don't think 2 is necessary. You really don't use it in every matchup. I can tell you right now, against Gardevoir and against Dragon Ball, I rarely try to use Fan Rotom unless I absolutely have to because I have a dead hand. Just because the Phantom Dive KOs can allow them to take that extra prize card, as well as the Monkey Dory spam in Gardevoir. For the most part, just getting 2 Dudunsparce down for the start with the Buddy Poffin is plenty to help you get rolling. And what's nice about that is you don't have that single prize liability that's just sitting on your bench that you can't move, so those damage counters can kind of load up for an extra prize card against Fan Rotom. Now, against Guardy, specifically, Fan Rotom could be an amazing attacker because many of their Pokemon are very low HP. Both decks play Artazon. The neutralization really doesn't matter against Gardevoir because they have so many single prize attackers. So you really could just even play Neutralization Zone, go for a Fan Call, or excuse me, an Assault Landing, and just take an easy prize card. You got that 1 prize Pokemon swinging for 1 prize KO. That's good value, so we'll take that there. But against Dragon Ball, it's a little bit trickier to use Fan Rotom. I rarely try to, but again, if absolutely necessary, you got it. One of the other changes I'm playing is 1 Night Stretcher on top of the 1 Rod. I really like having that recovery option. In fact, I actually made the cut of a Great Ball for Night Stretcher, and my mentality was, I feel like maybe once a game I'll use a Guidance just because I'm in a tricky situation, or I have an Ultra Ball and I just have to get rid of a Roaring Moon EX. It's a shame. I got to keep everything else in the hand. That's fine. Because now your Night Stretcher has guaranteed you that Pokemon. So whereas Great Ball is usually a dig for Dudunsparce, but every now and then you're like, man, I really don't have another search card. I needed to get a single prize Roaring Moon. That's fine. My opponent took a KO last turn on my Roaring Moon. Well, I'll just Night Stretcher it back. You know, I got it guaranteed from the discard pile. And you know, if you're playing super insane, which I never really do, you could Ultra Ball away to Dunsparce to keep it in the discard pile for the full sense. I rarely ever try to do that. That Night Stretcher is just, hey, I need an attacking Pokemon. I want to save my Great Balls for the Dunsparces. Let me pull one out of the discard pile and use it that way. One of the other changes I've made is adding that 7th energy. I feel like having the 7th energy allows this deck to have a much more consistent time with the attaching for turn. Not getting the energy in the discard pile for Sada, but just having that 7th energy for a good attach swing is super helpful, despite it just being one more copy of energy. And I did cut a Buddy-Buddy Poffin for that because I figured attacking is very nice, and honestly this deck has a really fine time setting up Pokemon for the most part, so I didn't think it was totally necessary. When you got 4 Ultra Balls, 3 Great Balls, 3 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, and 3 Artazons, you know, you're usually up. So yeah, that is my version of the Ancient Box deck list. I have to say, I am absolutely loving this deck right now. I think it is performing insanely well. So definitely give it a shout. You know, let me know if you got any changes, any different ways you've been playing it, because I love looking into these single prize decks. I think they're kind of a huge passion of mine. I have the most fun playing them, so yeah, let me know. Now, with that being said, 2 updates. One, I got the Battle VIP Pass channel for the new Draw Pass TCG team for the Battle VIP Pass podcast itself, and it's also on Spotify. So if you want to go check out, you know, that that podcast at any point, we talk about a lot of the regionals on the podcast. And this week, I will actually have my first episode on the miniseries going out alongside, I'm hoping, a couple of the other people on the team. So definitely stay tuned for those. And the last update, we got that TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below. So if you're going to TCG Player to order any singles, decks, or deck accessories, or any of the new Destined Rivals cards now that the pre-releases have been happening, you know, go check it out over on TCG Player. Clicking on the link and ordering stuff within 48 hours supports the channel in such a massive way. So I could not thank you guys enough for everyone who's been doing that. Now, yeah, with that being said, let's hop on over to some 3 matches, and let's get going with Roaring Moon. I guess the Roaring Moon box, I feel like this isn't so much of an ancient box deck, more of a Roaring Moon deck. So let's check it out. Welcome to match number 1. We are taking a mulligan, and I also just wanted to apologize for getting this video up earlier in the week and then having to take it down because I forgot the audio. My laptop was doing a weird thing for a day where it was just like switching the audio. Like, it happened on Discord, like my audio was just switched to a different mic, and I'm actually taking 2 mulligans. That's really not good. Yeah, it was like switched on Discord, it was switched on OBS, I didn't even realize it was switched to my laptop mic, which is like always turned off. So that's why there was no audio. I couldn't save the video, so I'm just playing another 3 matches. It's a shame too, because the 3rd match in that video is against the Mirror, actually, but a slightly different build of Roaring Moon box. I think they played 1 EX, and unless they just never showed the 2nd, but they definitely didn't play a Night Stretcher or Rod or anything like that, but it was so close. We did come away with the victory, but my gosh, was not looking good for a bit. So a shame I couldn't pull that one out to show you guys, because I felt like without the audio it was a little slow. So yeah, it is just taken down for now, but we'll open up against Jolting Box, which is fine. You know, they're going first. They gotta wait till next turn to go for the Jolting Charge. Even with the 2 mulligans I took, I still feel all right, because I know I got that turn to give them time to set up. What did they take off Arven? Did they take the... No, they got Crispin. Okay, I'm just scared of Arven. I'm scared of Ampy very much and getting boosted by 20 with Future Booster Energy Capsule, so I am just going to beef up this guy right here. And then I think we bench a Roaring Moon and go Guidance. I'll definitely bench Dunsparce too. I just want to see what I can pull out here. Neutralization Zone is a must, and you know what? Give me the Buddy-Buddy Poffin as well. I am tempted, in all honesty... Oh, excuse me, I'm getting a little stuffy. I gotta take some allergy medicine after this. I am tempted to go Fan Rotom here. And the reason that is they don't have spread. Now, yes, I know you're thinking, like, they could go Ambi very much on Fan Rotom. That's true. They could do it at Dunsparce at any other point this match, too. Like, there's really nothing I could do to stop that. So I'd say, hey, you know what? Let's just rock with that. I definitely should have taken a 4th there. I don't know why. I didn't even try clicking Tyson. Oh, my God, I'm getting crazy stuffy. I might have to take a small cut for a second. I'm just run and get some allergy medication. So I will be right back. Welcome back, or I should say that's me, because I just ran and took some allergy medication real quick and missed pretty much the entire turn. So I see they got energy down for a Crispin, and they just manual attached the electric energy. With the Crispin as well, and then they drew the Psychic. Oh, that's good to know. And they have an Iono in their hand for next turn, so that works. They are going to Jolting Charge, and I really just need to get 2 energy down this turn, and we will be good to go. And they set up all the energy on Koraidon. That's interesting. I'm surprised not hands. I mean, I guess it conserves energy pretty well. I mean, that's fine. I think here, I can't boss or counter catcher. I think I really just want a Sada. I've only got the one energy card in the discard pile, which is fine. I mean, we'll attach it, hopefully draw on some more. Perfect. Literally never punished with this deck. So we'll get that energy down on Roaring Moon. I like taking the prize card here. I could always go down on another Roaring Moon, Joltik if I absolutely need to. And we'll just rip our runaway draws. I mean, I want to draw on some more Sada, more energy. I want to get more energy in the discard pile. It's still a lot I am looking for. Vessel helps a ton. What could I Vessel away, though? I think... I mean, they do have Pikachu EX, which is a little annoying to go through. Oh, they're going Miraidon because they got the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, so there's no point in getting more. I'm not going to use the Vessel because I have a feeling next turn we are just going to see a, what do you call it, an Iono. So, I mean, I did manual attach for the turn, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so there's no point in using this Vessel. We're swinging for KO no matter what, and I don't want that energy to just fall on the bottom, of the deck with Iono. You know, I'll just take my chances and try to draw into something nice. If they want to go Pikachu and go for a massive one-shot that way on my Roaring Moon, I mean, so be it. No, they're just going to go Miraidon. I was going to say, Pikachu feels a bit overkill. I think Miraidon will get the job done fine. So we'll rock with that. And then here, you know, I might just promote even Fan Rotom, just because I need to get a little bit of a swing going. I mean, Dunsparce honestly doesn't feel too bad either. Could go for a Find a Friend. I'm almost hoping my opponent goes Iono here, just so I could Iono, obviously pull out Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel, Sada, and just tell my opponent to figure it out. But we'll see. You know, we can dream, we can hope. Even if they don't go, oh no, they went Arvin. I wasn't fully paying attention. Well, okay, so no Iono. So we got to make this work with what we've got in our hand. That's fine. Honestly, there is a chance they are not playing any stadiums in this list, so I really could go Neutralization Zone, swing with Fan Rotom for some good chip damage, and just, you know, vibe for a turn. I really don't hate that. And we could build up like a Roaring Moon. Single prize one in the background. I don't want to bench the EX just because the deck plays such a high amount of Gust, and I don't think that would be good for us. Man, but if I top deck something, I'm not going to want Fan Rotom on the active. I'll promote a single prize Roaring Moon. We got Rod in hand, so if this guy gets KO'd, we can't fully set it up. We're alright. You know, we could fall a little bit behind. We get Ultra Ball. That's huge. That's actually so massive, it's not even funny. We are going to Earthen Vessel away. We could do without one copy of Boss, I'm thinking. They're going to have all two prizers in the active spot from here on out, so I'll keep one Counter Catcher, one Boss. I'll take my 2 energy. And I'll probably have to go Dunsparce off the Ultra Ball. If I could get Miraidon and Sada off the Dunsparce, that would be awesome. You know what, actually, though? In all honesty, I kind of do want to get rid of this Roaring Moon EX and an energy. Just because if I just get Sada, I do need an energy to manual attach, so I'd rather just play it super, super safe here. And if I can't Sada for full value, that's fine. Like, I'm not sweating it too much. I could even play Neutralization Zone. I just kind of want to wait, see more of my opponent's deck. I want to see if they research it or something like that. We get Great Ball, Buddy-Buddy Poffin, Earthen Vessel. That's awesome. So now I can Vessel away this energy. So there's 2 good energy cards in the discard forest to Sada, but then I also have more energy to manual attach. And I think here, I do want to Buddy-Buddy Poffin to thin out the 2 Dunsparce that I know are in my deck. And then I can go Great Ball and hopefully pull a Dudunsparce. Now that my deck is a little thinner, now I get a Roaring Moon. Okay. I mean, that's a shame. I'm almost tempted, to go... Man, my hand is dead for next turn. I mean, I could go Boss, bring up Iron Hands, and just vibe for a turn. If they have a switch out, they have a switch out. You'll have to use your Prime Catcher or something like that, right? I mean, it would reset Miraidon, but I feel like at this point they could just retreat into Pikachu and tell me to figure it out. Although Pikachu does, again, feel like such a waste. I wish I had Fan Rotom in the active, but it's cool. Or even Dunsparce. This is why, also, we play the 70 HP Dunsparce. If you have to use Find a Friend, you're honestly chilling after that. Like, there's really no worry. You're usually alright. I don't totally want to attach to Roaring Moon. I think here I am just going to attach to Fan Rotom. I've got a feeling my opponent is going to get a KO very easily next turn, so I'm just gonna let them rock. You know, let them do their thing. If they take a KO on my active, that's fine. I'll promote Fan Rotom. If I get a Dream top deck and I could, you know, set up a Koraidon or something like that, we'll retreat Fan Rotom, and if I can't, I mean, hey, we'll just switch. We'll play Neutralization Zone early, you know, force them to find or use that's one, maybe two stadiums that they play. Although I feel like a lot of times Joltik Box, like their deck is so tight with different energy, different Pokemon, a lot of supporters, a lot of gusting cards. They don't play stadiums because not many stadiums hurt this deck, and Neutralization Zone is not insanely popular. I think that's part of the reason why it's so amazing. And they just bring up Fan Rotom now and go Prime Catcher, okay, so that they could bring back the Roaring Moon. That's fine here. I mean, I kind of expected my Roaring Moon to die anyways, so, you know, they had the workaround. They played their Ace Spec, they used the Prime Catcher, got it out of the way early, works for us. We can now go Counter Catcher as well. And I'll throw out Fan Rotom because, you know what, if I got a Counter Catcher up Pikachu and just get some good damage on the Resolute Heart, honestly I will, and that feels like a pretty good play at this point. I mean, they might have Boss at this point, but that's fine. I'm going to play Neutralization Zone. My hand is pretty dead. I don't feel like trying to wait and see any longer. As much as this deck can honestly play behind, I think my opponent could take one more KO before I really start to worry if we could catch up. You know, like, we'll figure it out. We've got all single prize Pokemon. If I need to use Roaring Moon EX, I'll try to leave it for the last KO of the game, just so my opponent can't really boss it up. I'll wait until I have the perfect E-Switch combo. You know, they got a lot less energy in play because maybe they had to use Topaz Bolt, and their only set of Pokemon is Koraidon. I can see they are setting up that single prize Galvantula in the back end, so if they do get that guy set up right now, that would be a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, it has what? It's got 100 HP, I believe, and I think we're swinging for a base 100 with just the ancient Pokemon in the discard pile. And then when you count all the other ancient cards here, we've got 140, 50, 100, whoa, excuse me, 160. No, 70. 170 damage, I think we're swinging for? I don't know. I think my face cam is blocking half that math, so it might not work right. And they Ultra Ball for Latias. Do you have to go Galvantula in hand, or are you just retreating in a different Pokemon to buy you time? No, you Iono me to a new 5. Fine by me. That is alright. Let's see what you got. They're digging deep for that Galvantula, and here we are starting to get a much, much better hand to get rolling. We got a Dunsparce to draw 3. We got Koraidon to buy us a whole lot of time, and are we going to see a Jolting Charge or a KO? Or maybe they go in with Latias because they could sack it, and I just retreat into Roaring Moon because I will swing for Oko because of weakness. No, you go in with Koraidon, but if you don't have the Stadium Bump here, which, again, you might not play, we're going to be chilling, we're going to take our time, do our thing. Honestly, I could even set up Koraidon this turn just because the double Dunsparce top deck removes itself. Oh, no. Oh, that hurts. And we got Night Stretcher, so if I need to pull an energy out of my discard pile, I absolutely could do that too. For now, let's just run away draw. And I get Energy Switches. Actually guarantees a KO. No, it doesn't with Koraidon. My ancient Pokemon did not use an attack last turn. That's okay, though. I do want to leave Neutralization Zone, but I also want to use this runaway draw just to see if I can get a Sada, and no, I cannot. Okay, but I do have all 3 Artazon in my hand, and I really don't know if I need all of those guys. So I think the best thing for us is to Ultra Ball away. Honestly, I'm going to go double Artazon. I really don't think I'm going to need it much anymore. I think if my opponent plays a Stadium, they just do that. They play a Stadium. So one Artazon should safely be able to bump it. This is one of those decks where I worry a little less about winning the Stadium War. I'll bench a Dunsparce just so I know I've got 2 the following turn and an Ultra Ball. And then I'll rip one more runaway draw. I'm really looking for Sada. They are avoiding me very well this game, and they will continue to avoid me very well this game. That's fine. Alright. Well, if that's the case, we got 2 energy down, we got 4 energy in the discard pile, which means I do have a couple. I've got 1 energy left in the deck. So here I am going to bench. Honestly, let me bench Roaring Moon, or Koraidon, right? I think is our play. We could even Rod back a couple Pokemon at this point. Although I don't know if we need to. Right, is swinging with Koraidon ever totally worth it in this situation? Or do we just hang out? We might just hang out. Or for retreat. I really don't want to waste the energy. We're not swinging for KO anyways. I feel like we might as well get some good chip damage done with Assault Landing. And then I could retreat next turn with Roaring Moon, assuming that I could get out a Sada. We have 13 cards left in our deck, and I've played 1 Sada this whole match. I definitely at least pressed one of those things. Like, there's no way. I was also playing, I was at a pre-release yesterday, because I'm recording this video literally the day it's going up, because I am all over the place this week. My semester's starting Monday, so I'm just a little behind on kind of everything. But anyways, I was at a pre-release, playing against a Roaring Moon deck, and I won the entire game with only playing 1 Sada. I had to use Explorer's Guidance 3 times, Sada once, and Boss once, and that was the whole game. Like, and I didn't use Sada until literally the last attacking turn. But yeah, no, I was cooking, and my opponent wasn't even bricking. I was just going to town. I actually had Dudunsparce EX to try it out, which helped a ton because I was up against Raging Bolt. So there was a turn where I just attached Swung and I was golden. And yeah, they just go in with Latias in the active spot. That is fine. I think here I like the Night Stretcher to pull out the energy. I want to keep that 1 energy maybe in the deck. I mean, I also do want to Ultra Ball and just get rid of these guys. I mean, that's a fine top deck. I want to take out Dunsparce. How many Sada are in here? We got 2. Yeah, we did prize 1 Sada. I mean, look, if I get one of these Sadas off this, we are in such a good spot to now go up on prize cards and just kind of run away with this match. Keep my Night Stretcher, keep my Rod. That is the dream, and I get the basic energy out of the deck too, which is really good. So we do have to worry a little bit about decking ourselves out, but only a little bit. I mean, Dunsparce honestly provides a very, very stable loop into the deck when you have 2 set up at all times, so I just want to make sure that I actually do have 2 Dunsparce set up at all times, just moving forward, just so that we don't ever deck ourselves out or put us in that situation. Here, we'll attach to Koraidon just to get full value out of everything per turn. We'll retreat Fan Rotom, go in with Roaring Moon. Latias is a dark, weak Pokemon, so we will swing for 380 damage, which means we're swinging for base 170 right now, and I think we're good. I mean, I'll evolve this guy just to take it out of amp range if that's something my opponent looks into. But, again, I don't know if they have that stadium bump, and there's nothing I need to draw for this turn. So I'm really not too worried about it. I think we did use all of our gusting cards, right? Just to buy us a little bit of time. We get it done to Dunsparce out of the prize cards and an E-Switch. That's kind of nice, too. Yeah, we did use all of our gusting cards. So if they promote this Pikachu EX, that is going to be a little bit annoying. Even Joltik is not something I'm too worried about. Or Galvantula, just because, like, they take 1 prize card here, they tie us up on 3, and then I KO this Galvantula, assuming they evolve it, and then I'm back down to 2 prize cards. Like, I still need 2 prize cards. Genesect is going to be pretty much useless at this point. I mean, I got the Neutralization Zone in play. Not much my opponent can do about it at this point. They'll take their tool. They'll take a item, which maybe Ultra Ball. Yep, so they could get a Galvantula, get a good swing off, take the KO. We are grass weak. And they did then Joltik out of the deck, and they get rid of Mew. Yeah, that makes sense. You really don't need Mew at this point. So yeah, they'll take their KO here. And I think we just bench a Roaring Moon. I mean, we could Sada to it, Night Stretcher to it. I don't know. I think here we're all right. Maybe I Rod back in some Pokemon at this point. Try to dig them out. They take their KO. They put the Charm on Galvantula, but that doesn't work because they still have too much HP. So I am going to promote Koraidon here. And I could retreat Loop Koraidon too with a couple energy switches. So I'm not really worried about that at all. I'll clean up this game with Koraidon. For now, though, let's bench Roaring Moon. And I do want to Rod. I think we go Rod, take back, what? 1 Roaring Moon, 2 energy? I like that. I like that a lot. And then, how can I try to get the Roaring Moon out this turn? I think the play is to go just 1 Dunsparce and hope I can draw into the Roaring Moon. If I can't, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we'll Sada just the 1, but I want to get the extra energy down. Yeah, I can. Okay. I wanted to get the extra energy down so that I could go for a big retreat play next turn. But if this is our line, this is our line. Let's just Sada the 1 Roaring Moon here. You know, actually, I could even get energy on the active just to make the retreat easier. And yeah, we get 3 Dunsparce. Oh my gosh. Alright, well that's fine. I don't need to do anything else. I think, honestly, we're also just chilling here. I could Vessel away Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. I don't think I need it at this point. My opponent either has a KO or they don't. I'll get rid of the Guidance. That's definitely not a card we're going to need. And I'll try to work my way up. I mean, because I did Assault Landing on Miraidon, I actually feel pretty comfortable that we can take a final KO with Roaring Moon if push comes to shove. And we should be swinging for more than 30 damage because we did use Vengeance Fletching last turn. And yep, there's the 180. It's just a visual bug. That's good. We love that. We'll take our KO. So now there is only 1 prize card. Or 1 KO left. 1 2-prize KO left needed to close out this game. And they go in with Pikachu EX. So they can use Topaz Bolt. It will still discard the energy. It will not do any damage unless, again, they have that Stadium Bump. And if that is the case, all we do from there is, well, just promote Roaring Moon. They have 130 HP, so there's not much they can do to close this one down. This is what I mean. Like, we could fall behind. Like, the beginning of the game I was pretty worried. I mean, we had kind of a bricked hand. What's so nice about this deck is it is a single prize deck. You have time to get out of it. You just kind of got to be smart with how you work around it. And this is the other reason why I love this deck. You cannot boss stall anything in this deck. Fan Rotom, 1 prize retreat. Dunsparce, 1 prize retreat. Dunsparce, use the ability third in the deck. It's like, what do you do against that? It is so insane. So my opponent is actually going in with Iron Hands this turn, which is fine. And they are definitely trying to deck us out pretty well. I'm not too worried about it. As long as we keep 2 Dunsparces on loop the whole time, we won't ever deck ourselves out. We'll draw 3, and we attach an energy to 1. We will draw 3, shuffle 2 back in, and we just keep that on loop with an energy being manual attached to those guys. For now, we are just going to run away, draw, take the 3 cards out of our deck, but put 2 back in. And then I am going to promote Roaring Moon there. Gonna smack Dunsparce down, and I will attach energy to this Dunsparce. I have a Night Stretcher to take out an energy in case they go for my Fan Rotom. Like, we'll be okay. I'm not too worried about that. And I think here, all we do, what are we swinging for? 220? Oh, never mind. We just had game. I didn't even process that. We'll get rid of guidance. Stare at the 2 Dunsparces we just shuffled in, and then swing 240, clean it up. That is going to be match number 1, the Joltik box matchup. Navigated, I feel like, pretty comfortably. My opponent hit me with the thumbs down. It's toxic, man. Hey, it's not my fault you're playing Joltik box. 1 neutralization zone, and your win percentage skyrockets against that deck specifically. So, match number 1. I'll see y'all in match number 2. Welcome to match number 2. My opponent is playing Koraidon EX, which is going to be a very hard deck to navigate. It's got that bronze body ability to stand a little tankier. So, I mean, we'll see. This might be another one where we got to really rely on the power of neutralization zone. Not the matchup I expected, and I got to say, my hand is absolutely atrocious. So, you know, this will be a hard one to work ourselves out of unless we top deck an energy and I could Ultra Ball it away. And just set myself up with the Sada next turn. Literally, why do I worry? Why do I worry? I mean, it just... For what? Oh my god, I hate this bug. This is my least favorite bug in the game, more than anything. I'm clicking. Yeah, you can hear that. That's picking up on the sound. I'm clicking. I'm getting nothing. Can't drag, nothing. Okay, I guess I'm going to fan call for 1 Dunsparce. Honestly, I'm not even joking. I was going to Ultra Ball away at Dunsparce and just keep 3 in the deck. Because I was going to Vessel away an Ultra Ball here, and that felt a lot less epic, but, I mean, I'm not going to get that lucky, so I'm not going to sweat it. we're just going to move on. I'm going to get rid of 1 energy, 1 counter catcher now, just so I have an energy in my hand that I can start using to attach to Roaring Moon, and just setting myself up that way, so that I got the Sada attach for swing, and then I just need 1 more energy on Fan Rotom to either attack with Assault Landing or retreat and go in with Roaring Moon, depends what's in the active spot and what I can do this turn. If I need to do some chip damage with Fan Rotom, just leave it in the active, buy myself a turn, I'll do it, man. That's fine. They attached to Squawk. Going for a TM Turbo Energize play. I like it. Now, if I could get aggressive, and after this start, get, what, I would need 9 ancient cards in the discard pile. We can make this work. Take a 2 prize KO and Squawk early. Oh my gosh. I mean, if nothing else, too, this is going to be a huge boss target. But no, my opponent goes Iona, gives us an entirely new hand. That is actually absolutely okay for us. I'm surprised they didn't Squawk and Seize first. Get rid of the Iona and then draw 6. And it's an Arch Aladdin Koraidon deck. Okay. And Monkey Dory. So that tells me they're probably not playing Psychic Energy. It's probably just Metal and Dark. So as annoying as Monkey Dory is, Neutralization Zone is going to be a huge help for us. I really want to just see if I could get my opponent to play any stadiums beforehand. Like, giving them Artazon helps them for a little bit, but once their bench is full, it's really not going to do much, and they're just going to go for the, Motivate play. I'm surprised they didn't go Turbo Energize there, right? Would have got 2 more energy, or 1 more energy. They would have got a full 2 out, which I feel like is a little bit better in the situation they were in. So I'm going to go Dunsparce here, and then we're going to rip the Runaway draw a new 3, and I get Ultra Ball double Guidance. That does feel pretty good. I am going to Ultra Ball away Guidance, Ancient Booster, Energy Capsule, just to get some more Ancient cards in the discard pile. Take another Dunsparce, and I think here's where we go Buddy-Buddy Poffin and try to thin. I know I got 2 Dunsparce in the deck. Luckily, I was able to take both of them this time. Now, if I had 4, from that last turn, I would have had way more Dunsparces lined up. But you know what? Whatever. The game decided that I would not get that lucky today, so I'm not going to sweat it. And I really don't have a great line here. That's fine. Again, another 2-prize deck. We could handle falling behind a little bit here, so I'm not too worried yet. And we do have a Roaring Moon Frenzied Gouging play lined up on a Copper Jaw if push ever comes to shove. So let's just bench this Dunsparce, excuse me, and go in with Explorer's Guidance because I can't evolve any of these guys. I'm going to take Vessel for energy. We do have 1 energy in hand. Maybe I go Ultra Ball here. Just how many energy are in our discard pile? 1. I like the Ultra Ball Artazon line. Bring out some more basics and whatnot. Let's do it. I want a 4 the Dunsparce turn. And now we got more energy in the discard pile, so if we could hit Sada too. So between Great Ball and Ultra Ball next turn to get me out some Dunsparces. I like where we're sitting. And I think here I just want to Artazon now. I want to see what stadiums you play. And I want to take out that 4th Dunsparce because, my god, will I loop all 4 of these guys if I need to. And honestly, I think here, do I even manual attach or do I hold it? I could. Actually, no. We just swing with Fan Rotom. What? I don't need a manual attach to Roaring Moon. What am I saying? We got Artazon down, so we just go Assault Landing for 70. Now it's way easier for Roaring Moon to take the KO. In fact, we already do it because we just needed 2 ancient cards in the discard pile. And I know for a fact we got a couple vessels. Yeah, we swinging. We got 5 in the discard pile. So we're swinging for 120 damage, which again doesn't sound amazing, but in a format that's very slowed down, that's a KO on Joltik on your second turn. That's a KO on Badu. That's a KO on Cleffa, on Ralts, on Dreepy, on Charmander. Even Monkey Dory because of weakness. Like we're innately chilling. So hey. We're cool here. If you go for a TM Turbo Energized play, I will punish this. I am not afraid to take that out. They go Research. They get rid of Boss. What was that? Boss E-Switch? Did I see? Boss E-Switch and Night Stretcher. That's big. That's a huge 3 cards hitting the discard pile right now. Okay. I mean, I don't mind that at all. And you go Turbo Energized, gets more energy down. That's okay. I'm going to take 2 prizes this turn because I am confident that we can make some stuff happen with this hand. Now, Fan Rotom is going to be a huge liability on a Monkey Dory deck, so I really do want to limit the amount of damage counters that are on my opponent's board. This is a way to work around Monkey Dory. That's honestly why I kind of like the Roaring Moon EX. Yeah, sure, we do 200 damage to ourselves, and we are weak to Monkey Dory, but if there's no damage counters on the board, there's nothing my opponent could do, which feels pretty nice. Now, I am going to Ultra Ball away Koraidon Ancient Booster Energy Capsule here. As nice as Koraidon is, I kind of... Actually, you know what? No, I'll keep the Koraidon. Swinging for 180 could help just in case we're still ramping up our damage. I'll get rid of 1 Roaring Moon, and then I'll have access to either, whichever helps. And then we'll take it to Dunsparce here. And I will use the Dunsparce. It will shuffle itself back in the deck, and then I will Great Ball and hopefully rip out another Dudunsparce, assuming we don't draw into Sada, but no worry at all. We just got another Dudunsparce off it like that, and Sada, and a basic energy to attach. So now we're sitting insanely well. And we're going to rip another Dunsparce and draw into a Roaring Moon EX, which I am tempted to play, but I'm not, just because I know a lot of our Challenge decks, and now that I know Copper Jaw swings 260, that is a boss KO on Roaring Moon that I do not feel like dealing with. So I think here we want to... Do I need anything else? I don't want to overextend my resources, so I'm just going to Artazon here for a single Dunsparce and go Koraidon. I like a Koraidon route as we're swinging early. I don't want to overextend. We don't need to get an insane amount of stuff done. We're just going to Sada, get these 2 energy down, draw 3 cards, get some nice cards, honestly. I mean, this really works. And then we'll attach an energy to Koraidon. We'll retreat, go in with Roaring Moon. We'll swing for KO. I'm doing 150 damage. I mean, again, I could have... what was I thinking? Go Great Ball, take out Dunsparce. I probably could have got another playable Ancient card if I needed to swing to 160. I'm not worried about it, but I knew we had the KO. Didn't need to overextend. We get Sada Ancient Booster Capsule off the prize cards. Yes, we're in a phenomenal spot. We're up 2 prize cards. My opponent now promotes the Q-Fan. I'm sure they have the attach in the swing with whatever that attack was, like nose something? I don't know. And they do 30 damage, I believe, to... Is it our bench or their bench? If it's their bench, the Monkey Dory damage will always be in play. In fact, they could ramp it up very, very quickly. But if it wasn't there, I mean, we're probably okay, right? I'm thinking. Or if they do damage to our bench. I don't remember. Is it all... They get rid of Precious Trolley. Again, that's not... I guess it doesn't matter. Their bench is full. But if you got no stadiums, like, what are we doing here? So, Nosequake. What are we seeing? We're doing 260 to each of your bench Pokemon. Oh my god. So that damage will be there anyways, is what my opponent is telling us. Hey, you can use Roaring Moon EX. It don't matter. We got all the damage we need because of Nosequake. doing 30 to everyone. Hey, I mean, that helps. It's more damage down and playing a single prize deck that sometimes, you know, the numbers are a little tricky to figure out. This works. I do want to set up Roaring Moon EX this turn, so I am going to spend my heart and soul doing that. I need a energy for a manual attachment or a just straight energy top deck or something, and that absolutely works. So I am going to play this Roaring Moon down. I'm going to take a Dunsparce line first, and I'm going to evolve the benched one. You know what? No, we'll evolve the active one. I want to Sada here now, and this is where I don't mind getting an extra energy on Koraidon, because we're just going to energy switch that energy away, and I have the KO off Night Stretcher, so we're absolutely chilling now if nothing else. Because I know I got one energy in the discard pile, and I have Ancient Booster Energy Capsule to make sure that my opponent can't instantly KO me next turn, unless they have another E-Switch for themselves. So, you know what, if they do have that, I mean, so be it, they'll take their 2 prize cards, that's fine, and we get a Vessel here too, which works. So I could save my Night Stretcher. I will bench this guy down, and I think here all we do is go Vessel and get rid of Guidance. I'm not going to need that. I'd like to get more Ancient cards in the discard pile. We have no energy left in our deck, which is okay. I could have rotted a couple energy in Pokemon back. Instead, I'll just go for the Night Stretcher line. This is why I love Night Stretcher in this deck. I can always rod, bring back some energy and some Pokemon. We should still have, what, 1 Vessel left? If I'm not, yeah, 1 Vessel left. So I could always dig out the energy if needed. We go Capsule here. And we have another energy switch just in case. We got a couple Sadas. I could Great Ball for a Dudunsparce. I want to wait just for the top deck. Right now, all I want to do, Frenzied Gouging, take the KO, go up another 2 prize cards, and just wait and see what my opponent does from there. Now we have 290 HP, so again, they can do 60 damage, assuming they manual attach a Dark Energy to a Monkey Dory. But if they don't have an energy switch to move it to the 3rd Monkey Dory to get the full 90, we are just going to KO whatever is thrown at us. And if they do that, I mean, that's okay. I'll set up another Roaring Moon right now and just do it again. Just go double Frenzied Gouging. Like, yes, we're playing a single prize deck. I still consider it a single prize deck, even though we have two prize attackers, but we don't use them insanely frequently. But there's certain matchups where we take a very aggressive route like this and our setup is kind of going perfectly, where, you know what, we can just fall back on our 2 prizers and just clean up the game, keep the heavy pressure. And what's nice is, like, we could still force a 1 prize card game and go Neutralization Zone single prize board state at the late game. So I don't even worry too much about going double Roaring Moon EX into a lot of matchups. My opponent is going to play the Pokegear, and they're going to take out, was that Arven, I believe, was what they took out? So that works for us. And why did Heavy Baton... Oh, Heavy Baton didn't work. Duh. Let me explain that real quick, too, just in case. Heavy Baton did not work because we did not KO our opponent from damage from an attack. It says if this Pokemon has 4 retreat cost and is knocked out by damage from an attack, you can move 3 of those energy cards to another bench Pokemon. Well, I said, that's awesome. I'm going to KO you with an effect. So I made sure that there was a lot less energy in play that way as well. Just another way Roaring Moon helps. And if you're up against, a control deck that's playing Noivern or something, that's okay. Frenzied Gouging. And they do have the E-Switch, but it seems they don't have the manual attachment, so they are going to leave my Roaring Moon at 260 damage done. 30 HP left, which means they will have a KO the following turn, but that is not something I'm too worried about here, just because I do have the Calamity Storm for KO. No, they have the full 2nd energy switch already to go Monkey Dory, take their full KO this turn on Roaring Moon. I like it. That's awesome. But you didn't evolve, and if you continue to not evolve, well, I mean, that's fine. I'll just promote Koraidon. Do I even promote Koraidon here? Or do I promote Dunsparce? I mean, I don't hate a little extra draw going down. Let's promote the Dunsparce. I mean, I got, what, 3 Roaring Moons, or 3 Dudunsparces in the deck, which means Great Ball it's not a guaranteed chance. They would have to be the bottom 3 cards in my deck to miss this Great Ball. And if that's the case, I'll Sada and draw them at that point. Like, whatever. Alright, like, we're gonna figure this out. They're gonna go Arven here, hopefully for Ultra Ball. And they go Pokégear Heavy Baton. Okay, that's alright. If you don't just evolve in hand and tell me to figure out a tanky Pokemon, I am going to go Roaring Moon. And you go Pokégear, you're digging for an Iono. I know it. You get Research. Okay. Hey, that works, though. I think if you're my opponent, I think knowing what's in our hand, you want to keep the single prize board state. If you're my opponent, you might honestly want to Research and draw into a bigger hand. But no, they opt to just pass for turn, leave me the single prize Pokemon. That works. And I get a boss's orders. Good night. Actually, I think now, because I top deck a card, we should just be, like, guaranteed. a Dudunsparce. Just in case, I'll take this guy out. And we got 3 Dudunsparces in our deck, which means I am guaranteed at least 1 off this Great Ball. And we see 2. That's absolutely great for us. We'll evolve the active, just so it's a free retreat. Or not free retreat, free ability, draw 3, and I will get out some solid cards. Now I am going to promote Roaring Moon here, just because we did use a attack from one of our other ancient Pokemon. I'm going to play the single prize Roaring Moon, attach the energy to it. I'll smack the capsule on the active in case it does get KO'd. It's more ancient cards in the discard pile. And I'll go Boss's Orders on Monkey Dory. And I'll just deal with that guy right now. I'm sure it's going to say, no, it does say the full 180. That's weird. It doesn't say it after he's Vengeance Fletching. It just says it after he's Frenzied Gouging. And I think right now I really like the swing for 150. Now, they do resist fighting Pokemon, but that's fine. Monkey Dory doesn't have an insane amount of health. And I can't use Koraidon for a full 180 the following turn, but I do have a Retreat Sada play lined up for a little Roaring Moon on my bench. And if I need to set up a Roaring Moon EX, I will rod some energy back into the deck to draw into with that Dunsparce and Sada's Vitality. And then I have the manual attach Energy Switch Sada to get me game if they evolve into an EX, and I don't just top deck Boss's Orders. I didn't check if it was prized. I'm really not going to sweat it too much if it is. I'm just going to rock with what I got and just tell my opponent, hey, hold this. This is a Frenzied Gouging. You figure this one out. And yeah, they evolve into the Copperjaw EX, but I'm not seeing another way they could get an energy down since they did manual attach this turn. So they will, and there's no energy on board, so you can't really go for an E-Switch. Iono is devastating here. Oh my gosh. But they played the research, so we don't have to worry about that. And that is another really nice thing about Roaring Moon EX. When your opponent, you know, Ionos you in the late game, there's a good chance that there's, like right now, there's 3 Dudunsparces in our deck and 8 cards left. We could get Iono to 1, draw Dudunsparce, honestly, pretty frequently. Like, that's a solid percentage. But here, yeah, I think we do want to just go for that full Roaring Moon play I was talking about. I don't think there's any energy left in my deck, so I'm just going to rod. I mean, I could rod 3 and just out of the 1. Kind of works because I have the energy switch on Roaring Moon, and I kind of want to make sure I get an energy out. I think we have everything else we need. I've got Roaring Moon, I got E-Switch, I got Sada. Yeah, I just want to make sure I draw into an energy at this point. So give me 3 energy. I've got the 1 to Sada into play. And then, is there anything I could draw into that would ruin that play? I don't think so. If I get 3 energy, that works, honestly. And I get 2 of them, that's fine. I just wanted to make my chances as high as possible on getting the energy and whatnot. So we are going to throw down Roaring Moon. We are going to manual attach. We're going to energy switch this energy here. And then we're going to Sada the 1 energy from the discard pile that we left onto Roaring Moon EX. Draw 3. Two of which are Dudunsparce. And then I'm going to go in with Roaring Moon and just Frenzied Gouging. Do 200 damage to myself. Close out the match. I guess I could have looked for a Boss's Orders. I really didn't prize check playing on the ladder for a video like this, but it wasn't. Oh, so maybe I could have just gone Boss Retreat, attach for game. I mean, it doesn't matter. We got it. We set up 2 Roaring Moons. It's always nice to show that off, that it is possible. It's not too hard to get the Roaring Moons down. 2 energy switches plenty. You don't need more than that. You can still pull off 2 Roaring Moons super easily. So match number 2. Success. Let's hop into match number 3, see if we can get the perfect record with the new Ancient Box deck. Welcome to match number 3. We're up against an Eevee box, which is always fun to play against. This could be a little difficult to navigate, but it's another 2-prize deck that, for the most part, I think really only swings onto the active. I don't know if they have an insane amount of spread. Now, they can swing for KO next turn if they set up Cardinalian, and if that is the case, I mean, I'll cry and figure it out, but for now, we have a super dead hand. Unless I could top deck another energy and just get some chip damage done. We don't have any energy in the discard pile. This hand, like, looks nice at a glance, but it is pretty hard to work around. I'm really just hoping my opponent hopefully doesn't even have a Burning Charge. I mean, that would be nice. They did just evolve swing. Or evolve and pass, and they're playing Terrapagos, and yeah, this is where Koraidon peaks. Terrapagos gets popular even with the Bouffalance and all that, and the charms. You have 340 HP at max one-shot damage needed on the beefed up Terrapagos without cape with just a charm. Koraidon swings 360 with weakness, so we actually do get there. pretty nicely. So that is kind of fun to see. And they are going to Crispin, get an energy down on Terrapagos. Oh my god, they're 100% playing water and electric energy. They're going to try to Crown Opal, and I'm just going to try to respond with the Roaring Moon EX and use that effect of an attack to take out Terrapagos. I think will be our best line. And there is the manual attach on the Flareon EX. We'll see the Burning Charge for 130, and I'm sure we'll see the electric and the grass energy come down on the Terrapagos. But I am alive this turn. The energy is not in the discard pile. I cannot Sada yet. And there is the water energy. Oh, is the electric energy in hand maybe? I mean, I know you play it in a deck like this, and we get a Roaring Moon EX. Ah, it's a shame. All right. Well, I mean, hey, we're just gonna do what we can for now and rip one of these guys and see probably an attach of an electric energy, a retreat, and a Crown Opal. Yep, that's exactly what we're going to see. That's okay. We're gonna work our way through this. It's going to be tricky, but we're going to do it. And what are you taking with the Ultra Ball? I hope it's some card that gets you Iono, and you play Iono, and I draw into Dudunsparce and another Sada, and maybe a little Vessel, maybe a little Roaring Moon. I don't know, something crazy. I'm just hoping. A man can dream. Oh my god, wait. If we could set up Koraidon next turn, I could go Counter Catcher on EVEX, take 2 prize cards. That would be a huge help. But no, you just go Burning Charge to set up another EV. Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, I can't go Koraidon. I didn't use an attack this turn. So I think our best bet here is probably to go in with a Roaring Moon, the single prize Roaring Moon. Try to just pull off a Vengeance Fletching, even if it's just for chip damage, so that I can hopefully deal with this guy next turn. And again, we could fall a little bit behind here. That's all right. Let's go Sada. Let's get our 1 energy down on Roaring Moon EX, and I'll draw into 3 cards that really do not help me. I'm not going to lie. Now, Crown Opal does only swing 180 damage, so I can actually Capsule up and sit a little bit safer this match. I don't even hate an Artazon just to give myself more Dunsparces. I know it could help my opponent. Whatever. At this point, we also need to play the game. I've got my Roaring Moons. I've got my other Energy Switch, all my Vessels, and all my energy. I believe Neutralization Zone is prized. Now, that's going to be problematic. That is the one thing that could really stop Crown Opal and kind of help with a bit of a deck out. So we're just going to pass return here. My opponent has 2 cards in hand. We do have another Sada, but I don't have energy to use, so I think next turn we just go in with Guidance and hopefully get some more energy in the discard pile for the following Sadas. And this is why I think Guidance is not a phenomenal supporter by any means. I mean, you have to be in tight positions to use Guidance, but there are situations where it's like insanely helpful. And yep, play that Area 0 under Dims. I want to see those stadium bumps. So my neutralization zone, when I take it out of the prize cards, just feels that much better. Now I'm curious, do they go Burning Charge? Do you retreat and go in with Crown Opal this turn? I mean, I don't know. You go in with Crown Opal, like, I theoretically can't attack for the rest of the game, which is tough. Another reason, you know, if this deck gets popular, I could see Dunsparce helping a ton if Eevee Box and Raging Bull get popular, because this is another deck where the Dunsparce EX is a attach swing menace against this deck, and we get a Vessel out of the top deck. That actually helps a whole lot here, but is it still something worth playing? I don't think so. I think we still go Guidance. I don't want to discard anything in my hand. I really like having the Counter Catcher, so I kind of want to just look at the top 6. I will gladly get rid... No, I can't get rid of an energy because we do have Vessel in hand. So I take out Dunsparce to draw me some more cards, and probably Sada because I really don't want to lose that. Losing Buddy-Buddy Poffin in a situation like this does hurt a little bit. I mean, I can't control it all, so that's fine. I think we just go to Dunsparce and we just try to set ourselves up. Again, don't want to Vessel anything in the hand, so I'm just going to run away, draw, and hopefully get something better to Vessel. This actually works. This works pretty nicely. I am going to rip a Great Ball just in case I pull out another Dunsparce, and never punish. We always hit these. I don't totally want to Vessel away everything in the hand. I kind of like the hand. I just want to draw another 3, maybe get another Buddy-Buddy Poffin here, take out some more Dunsparces, and now I get a 3rd Vessel. Okay, well, that's what I get. It's alright, though. We go Vessel. We get rid of Vessel in a hand like this. We take a couple energy, and we sit in a weird spot for next turn because all I have is Sada, which means I do have a guaranteed Koraidon Counter Catcher play lined up, which, I mean, honestly feels pretty good, I'm not going to lie. And we do 130 damage, which means this guy has less than 180 HP left. So no matter what, even if you evolve the EVX, I am taking 2 prize cards next turn. You can retreat, go Crown Opal, that's fine. It doesn't say our basic Pokemon can't attack. It says we prevent all damage done to the Terrapagos. So even if I have a Counter Catcher boss play, you know, that could work kind of nicely. My opponent is going to swing for KO there. So I think in a situation like this, I actually chase the EVEX because Flareon EX is an easy Gust KO. And this is a situation where I probably do bench Roaring Moon just to get the full access of Sada, get all the energy needed. We just smack these guys down, draw some cards. That actually does help a lot, that Artazon, because not only do we bump their stadium, but it does give me access to a Dunsparce, which I am going to need in the following turns. So I really do like this. It's not the heaviest bench in the world, but I mean, it gets the job done. We'll attach this energy here, smack the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule down just in case they don't have the electric energy to Carnelian, and go Counter Catcher. And I think or you know what, I take out the Terapagos now. You could keep your Eevees. You don't need Terapagos. Why would I take Eevee when I could just do this? I'm like, wait, I'm so set on like Frenzy Gouging the Terapagos. This is the only way. No, it's not. They didn't use Terapagos yet. So you put all that effort, you never retreated. I'll deal with it now and get to Dunsparce Neutralization Zone out of the prize cards. That's awesome. Okay, so you go Flareon EX. If you have Night Stretcher or Electric Energy, you do have the KO on Koraidon. If you don't, honestly, I don't hate a retreat play. I'll still set up a Roaring Moon, and you go Iono. So now the rest of my Sadas are on the bottom of my deck, as well as half of my Dudunsparces. That is abysmal. That is bad. That is bad news bears. This is a situation where I might even promote Dunsparce, assuming my opponent doesn't have an instant KO on Koraidon, which is why I attached the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. Just give me that extra HP. Now you need to Carnelian. If you don't have all that, I 100% promote Dunsparce. Use Artazon. Nope, I lied. Artazon's gone. I was going to say get another one and find a friend for the Dunsparce, but actually, no, I can still do it. I got Buddy-Buddy Poffin in hand. Whew. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're alright. This is a deck where you can fall a little bit behind, you know, make it work. And you go Nest Ball for an Eevee. That's solid, but what else do? You use your Flip the Script, I believe. You just did when you played it. And you go Knocked Owl, so you have the guaranteed KO if you choose to go Carnelian. But again, if you choose to go Carnelian, that is a bold move. I don't think there's a way I could do anything about it, just because I have two Sadas left, and they're both on the bottom of my deck. So I am going to need a little bit of time to just manually set up Roaring Moon EX, but I could attach Ancient Booster Energy Capsule to it, and looking at my opponent's deck, it seems they do peak at 280. I'm sure they play like a Black Belt's Training or a Defiance Ban or something like that, you know, to get around it. If they do, that's okay, but, you know, it's just extra cards that they need, and if I'm not taking KO, they don't have access to Flip the Script, and that helps a little bit. If they have another Knockdown, they have another Knockdown, so be it. And we don't even know if they have another Electric Energy, but they brought back the Terapagos Electric Energy, and what was the other energy? You take Leafeon. Well, that's annoying. That is crazy annoying. How many energy are in this deck? Oh, that bottom attack. 230 for weakness, and you heal 100. The heal 100 is whatever. At this point, hopefully I'm just swinging for weakness. That's going to be an annoying Pokemon to work around for sure. And you just do 180, which means I do actually have access to a Unrelenting Onslaught, even if it's just for 30 damage, just because it says if one of your other ancient Pokemon used an attack last turn. So it's annoying, but, I mean, you know, it's okay. And I top deck to Dunsparce. Oh, my lord, that feels so good. Let's Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Let's take out, honestly, both of these guys at this point. How many energy are in the deck, if any? We have 2. Okay, so I definitely go Vessel away the energy. I need to do as much thinning as possible. If there's a chance I could hit the Sada this turn and take a KO on my opponent's active Pokemon, I need to do it. So that I could go in with a boss play on Pheasantipity and take the KO because we swing for weakness on that guy too. So let's evolve into Dunsparce here. And we'll Runaway Draw. And what do I hit off this? I hit Boss, Ultra Ball. It's not bad. Not bad. I don't swing for weakness. Even with weakness on Eevee, they actually do dodge it by a little bit of damage. I could bring up Pheasantipity, which I don't hate, right? I think what I do here is I play everything. I just leave this guy in the active spot, and I just boss up the Fez. And now they need an energy to retreat as well. Which they might have. Like, that's fine. If they got it, they got it. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I just don't see a better out. And then if this is the case, I can retreat next turn. Manual attached to Roaring Moon EX, assuming that they retreat into, what do you call it, into Leafeon. And I kind of like our line that way. And I have an Ultra Ball to take out a Dunsparce next turn. Now, I did play 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Boss's Orders, so there's only 1 Boss's Orders in the deck, so I do need to be careful on where I use it, but I think the plan from here is to go Frenzied Gouging, probably on Leafeon, just because I need to take the thing out in one shot. It's going to be too annoying to work around otherwise. And then I've got a Boss Play on Pheasantipity or Flareon. And you know what? With a hand like this, I really don't want to get rid of a Dunsparce, or a Dunsparce. I might get rid of the energy. My opponent is sitting in top deck mode. I want to keep my Dunsparces lined up. If I get Sada, I get Sada. At this point, I think I just kind of sit and hang. And I like the situation we're in. And if I get Sada, we're in a much, much better position. So I really do like that play a little bit more. So let's just use the Dunsparce. And then what do we get here? E-Switch, Great Ball. I don't hate a Great Ball. We totally could use it this turn. Although I might again, just wait a turn. Just hang out. We're in a decent spot here. I don't want to Rod much back. I mean, all of our energy has been played, so... And our Roaring Moons are all out, too. That's fine. I Rod next turn for sure. I just go Great Ball first, try to pull out a Dunsparce, and then I Rod to fill the deck with other useful stuff, just not right now. I'm just going to swing for 60 again, do some good damage to my opponent's Pheasantipity, and again, they have 30 cards in hand if they top deck. There's a lot of cards they can top deck to get out of this. Ultra Ball, Noctowl, Arven, Research, Iono, all great cards my opponent can see. Straight Energy. Sylveon EX? Oh my god, they're playing everything. They have so... That's maybe why they only had one Electric Energy in the deck. Because they're playing Grass Energy, they're playing Psychic Energy. I mean, a lot of these share type combos, but my god, could the energy lines be any thinner with a deck like this? Okay, we get Guidance. Now, I really like Guidance in a situation like this, but I would like Sada more, so I am going to Great Ball here, see if I get to Dunsparce, and I could draw 3, and I do every time. Okay, and then I think the play for us is 1 energy and 2 Roaring Moons. Just so that there's 2 energy in the discard pile, so I could still get full value out of Sada. But then I also have an energy in the deck that I could use to manual attach. So then right here I go to Dunsparce, and I run away draw for 3. Again, if I get Sada and a Pokemon, I'd much rather use the Sada. And no, I get a Roaring Moon, a Dunsparce, and not much else to show for it. Now, I could retreat and take the KO, but at this point, it doesn't really feel worth it. I think the better play for us is actually to KO their active with a single prize Roaring Moon with an attached Energy Switch, and we'll rip a Guidance too, just to see what else we're pulling. If I could get a, you and you, ooh, Neutralization Zone. Do I need it though? Or do I just discard it and be like, yeah, well, whatever. I could take it. What would I need to get rid of? I mean, I could honestly just take it and just get rid of Dunsparce. I don't want to waste my A-Spec. It does feel super, super powerful. Wasting a Dunsparce does feel pretty bad. Did I use my Night Stretcher? I don't remember. I might have. I did not. So I could always Night Stretcher that guy back. I think here, how much ancient cards do we have in the discard pile? It should be enough. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11 cards. Yeah, we're swinging for plenty of damage. So we're going to retreat. Keep this Koraidon ready to rumble. Always a good attacker to have in the back burner. We're going to throw Roaring Moon in the active, who is swinging for 180 damage, so that chip damage was insanely helpful. We're going to attach, Energy Switch, take this. And then now, next turn, we just need a Sada, Energy Switch, or Night Stretcher for manual attach. We got Frenzied Gouging. I am also going to play Neutralization Zone, make it that much harder for my opponent's Leafeon EX to do big damage, because now they need a Stadium out as well. Not just a promotion and swing. And I think this gives us kind of our best out. And then we go Vengeance Fletching here. Take our 2 prize cards. And again, I like the situation we're sitting. Was this a weird one to navigate? Did it go well? No. We kind of had a bricked hand the whole time, but we stayed patient. We kept it level. I get a Great Ball out. That'll be huge to draw into a Dunsparce and just help me get an extra 3 cards. And now we got to see what my opponent does for turn. I mean, what's the top attack on this guy? 60 for each. Oh, it's an energy attached to all Pokemon. No, and they just take the, okay. I mean, that works. That works. And they'll take their KO with Moss Agate. That's fine. I do not have a great boss play lined up. So now this is where things get a whole lot more difficult. They are going to heal 30 damage off the Flareon, which is wildly annoying too, because if I drew into boss's orders, that was a massive KO for us. So now what I need to do for KO is probably chase down the Clefairy, who does not, it's weak to metal, that's right. But I think if we swung 180 last turn, so if I just get Sada in the discard pile, we should be okay. What did I do? For 180 damage, yeah, so we are okay with that. And now we've got a single prize board state. I don't really want to bump for Artazon. I think all I want to do is Great Ball first, and then wait to see if I get Dunsparce, and then if I get boss's orders, because then we would just... Oh, no, we wouldn't have game. We would be 10 damage short, but Clefairy in the active does feel pretty good, too. So, you know what? We'll see. Maybe we could get a Vessel or something and play, like, the item and boss. That would be a huge runaway draw. Boss Vessel, and we got game. And we get Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. Okay. That's alright. Again, my opponent still needs a huge energy bump. Or stadium bump. So it's not the end of the world. I think here I just promote Koraidon. Oh my god, wait. I don't have 2 energy to attach to it. I'm so dense. Good job, Chris. That's alright. I mean, we could sit and wait for... Oh, boss's prize. Good job, good job. Oh boy. What did I do? What did I do? Alright. We go Sada here every time. Take our 2 energy, and we need E-Switch or Night Stretcher to attack with Unrelenting Onslaught. And then we'll be alright. We get E-Switch. Okay, that works too. And we have the Dunsparce as well. I like this. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but, I mean, it'll get the job done. And now, they heal, is it from every Pokemon? Each of your benched Pokemon, so they actually can't heal the active. So now we are set up for KO on the active Leafeon, which I think helps us a ton. And again, they still need a Stadium out to do anything this turn. My opponent is spamming with the thumbs down, or the crying face. Maybe they don't have any other stadiums. You're going Cyrano just to check the deck. That's not a draw support or anything, and you got no draw support on the bench. You're going to take Terapagos and Sylveon. That's fine by me. I've got a retreat swing for KO. You need to retreat into a different Pokemon this turn and waste the energy out. Sadly, my last boss's orders is in the prize card, so they don't know that I have absolutely 0 Gus, and I will just slowly be swinging onto all of their Pokemon until I close out the game. And that's fine. You know, this is, again, Neutralization Zone putting in insane amounts of work right now. They are going to energy search for an electric energy. They're going to go for that Crown Opal route. It's smart. There's not much I'm going to do to take it back out. We've only got 1 Sada left in the deck. We've got no more E-Switch. And we're going to need a big ol' Night Stretcher for a manual attachment if we have to go in with Roaring Moon EX. Are both Roaring Moon EXs also... No, we should still have one in the deck. Okay, good. They're just going to retreat into Hoothoot. That's fair. I mean, I take out all of your potential search or draw at this point, so that's fine by me. I do need to be very careful with my deck at this point. I do really like the retreat line, though. I don't know. I mean, we could stop ourselves from decking out pretty much infinitely with this Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll shuffle this guy back into the deck, draw 3, see what I get out here. We get Sada and a Roaring Moon EX. I don't want to play the Roaring Moon EX, although it's going to be pretty much impossible to set up in one turn. I might just have to do this with Koraidon and Roaring Moon, to be quite honest. So I think we just Ultra Ball, get rid of 2 Guidance. I just need to see what's in the deck so I know what I'm mathing with. And take a Dunsparce here for sure. And then we got Vessel Ultra Ball. Okay, so it's going to do effectively nothing. And I don't have Night Stretcher Boss or Prize. Yo, be for real. Alright, well, I mean, if that's the case, I pretty much just have to retreat. And just keep spamming Roaring Moon. You either have a Stadium out or you don't. And if you do, I'm pretty much cooked at that point. So, like, whatever. Let's just retreat. I've got no other Pokemon to set up. There is only one Pokemon that could save me from here on out, and that is a single Roaring Moon. Now, my opponent doesn't really have any great Pokemon ready to rumble in the active spot. I didn't want to attach the Capsule just in case. I need it to keep a Dunsparce loop going. Wait, what did I play? I thought a Night Stretcher Boss was prized. Oh, I used both boss. Oh, it's just Night Stretcher. Well, that's honestly worse at this point. I mean, sure, boss would have guaranteed game if they did something, but... I mean, if they attach and Stadium Bump, they got it. And you attach the energy to Fan Rotom. And you Ultra Ball, that's fine. Okay, there's nothing my opponent can do. I think we're just chilling here. Unless you have the Stadium, but then you don't have a retreat, and I just swing for a KO. I'm swinging 230. So I think we're good. You take a Knocked Owl, but you also gave me Knocked Owl. So that works out. That works out fine for me, and you pass for turn. That was a tense game. Oh my god, I did not like that one. We're going to swing 230, take our KO. If I needed some extra, 10 extra damage, we had the Sada. We had Vessel, so I could have actually gotten 3 30 extra damage, and there's my Night Stretcher, because I would have gotten Vessel off the Sada, which means I could have Vesseled away Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, could have swung for 260 there, which helps a good bit, and that is going to wrap it up for match number 3, the perfect record on a very, very tricky and difficult to navigate matchup spread for the day, but we made it through. 2 solid decks and 1 good rogue deck. That was fun to see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a ton of fun to play against all of those decks with the single prize Roaring Moon box. Definitely go check this deck out. It is nuts. Kind of difficult to navigate sometimes. Like, you got some hard plays. You got to be patient with this deck, and I feel like a lot of people have a very turbo set mindset. So I don't know if this is the deck for everyone, but I mean, if you like single prize decks, I think this is one of the most powerful ones I've potentially like ever played. So I would definitely go give it a go. With that being said, hope you guys are doing amazing. For real, thank you guys so much for all the support recently. I really couldn't express how much it does mean to me. So thank you guys. And yeah, with that being said, stay epic. Peace.